Hi guys, this is Kushbu and welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. In this video, we will see the question prefix and suffix search. Given a special dictionary which has some words and allow you to search the words in it by a prefix and a suffix, implement the word filter class, wherein the word filter constructor initializes the object with the words in the dictionary, and you have a method f which takes in prefix and suffix and it returns the index of the word in the dictionary which has the prefix and the suffix that are the parameters passed in the method. If there is more than one valid index, return the largest of them. If there is no such word in the dictionary, return -1. So there is an example given over here and we'll see that example visually. In the constraints, you are given the constraints over the length and also that it would only contain lowercase English letters. This is going to help us while writing the solution. Now let's see this example and then we'll see how we can solve this particular problem. Over here we are given the calls to word filter and then the function f, and in the word filter we are going to have these words as a dictionary, and the function has the two parameters, that is prefix and the suffix. So in this particular example we want to find the words that are starting with a, that is the given prefix, and ending with e, that is the suffix given in this particular call. And the dictionary that is given to us has three words: apple, applet and ape. Now we can see that these two words are satisfying the condition of starting with a and ending with e. The index for these words are 0 and 2. And as we need to return the highest index, we'll be returning 2. If in case we wouldn't have found any word that would have satisfied our condition, we would have returned -1. So that's about the understanding of how we are getting the output. Now let's see how we can solve this problem. The highly used and recommended data structure for making a dictionary is a trie, because it is space efficient and time efficient. And we'll see how that happens. What is a trie? A trie, also known as prefix tree, is a tree data structure that is used to efficiently store and retrieve the keys in a data set of strings. We already have made a video on the question designing of prefix tree or a trie. You can find the link to that question in the top and also in the description, and that would help you understand how we can create a trie data structure and what all methods are actually there in a trie data structure and how it works. In this question, we are not going to see how a trie is implemented, but we'll see the problem specific implementation of trie. The basic thing that a trie has is an array of trie, and that array over here would be of length 26, as we are only going to have lowercase English letters which are 26 letters. So we'll have this in our data structure that we'll be using. And apart from that, as we have to return the indexes, we'll have to store them in our data structure. So we'll also have an index. And since you can have multiple indexes for a particular start and end, we'll be having list of integers. Now let's see the basic implementation of trie. So in general, a trie can be represented like this for these particular words, wherein you will be storing apple, which would be like a, which is connected to an array of characters wherein you have the data for p. Then this p is getting connected to e, which gives you ape. Again, this p is also connected to this p, which is there in app. Again, this is connected to l, then e, and this gives you one of the words which is apple. Again, when you connect a t to this e, you get a word that is applet. So an end of word in a trie is marked with a boolean that gives you an end of word. This is a basic implementation of a trie, and you can see that it is saving a lot of space while storing your words. And if you want to know what are the words that start from AP, you can say that from AP you get words APE, you get words apple, applet. So that's how you can easily search for words too. Now, how would this try look in our particular case? In our case, we are not having the end of word marker, but we are having the indexes. What are these indexes? These indexes are the indexes wherein my word is appearing in my dictionary, because we need to give the largest index amongst those. So we start with this A, and we have all the 3 words starting with A. So we make A, and then we connect it to the other letters in these words. So if you take apple, you will be connecting A, P, P, L, E, and that is apple, and you will also be adding the index. So that index would be like 0 will get appended in all the letters in the index. Now again for applet, you will just do addition of T after this apple. So that would give you the word applet, which is appearing at index 1. What about ape? You will put E after this first occurrence of P, and then you will say that this E is reflecting a word that is at index 2 in my dictionary. So over here what I am getting is, I am getting all the words that are starting with A, and here are the indexes of those words, and that is something that I am needing right now. So I'll be needing this particular list to find out my result. Now the second question is, how do I find the indexes of the strings that ends with the letter E? So the question here is, can I use the same try, or do I need to do some modifications in the try or in the input that is given to us? So one of the logical things that we can say is, if I am reversing this string, instead of finding the string that ends with E, I'll now have to find the strings that start with E in these reversed strings, because now I have stored my input from the reverse side. So if I wanted to find the word ending with E and I am storing the last letter in the first position, I can simply check the first position whether it is starting from E or not. And that's the logic behind this string reversal. After reversing the strings, this question becomes easy, because now I need to find the indexes of strings that start with E for these reversed string. If you create a try out of it, you will be having apple, ape, and applet over here, but in the reverse manner. So you get the last letters over here, then you get the second last letters, and so on. So over here you can see that I can get all the words that are starting with E when I have stored my indexes with it. So all the words that were having E as the starting point in the reverse string are indexes 0 and 2. Similarly, for apple, it was index 0, ape was index 2, and index applet was index 1. So this is how the indexes get separated over here. Now what I need is the indexes or the list of indexes for the words that are starting with E in this particular scenario. And what are those indexes? Those are 0 and 2. And so now we have both our indexes, one starting with A and one ending with E. Now there can be scenarios wherein you would not be having the same numbers in both the lists. So as you want to find the indexes starting with A and ending with E, you will have to find the indexes that are common in both of them. And then out of that, you need to return the highest index. In this particular scenario, the highest index is 2, and so that would be returned. So that was all about how we are going to solve this question. We are going to use a try, and the try would consist of an array of try, which would be of length 26, and a list of integers to store this particular list. After we have the list, we need to find out the highest common index from both the lists. And the most important thing is that for suffixes, we need to use the starts with function but with the reverse string. So these were the points that we need to follow. Now that we know this, let's go ahead and code it out. The first and the foremost thing we are going to need is a try. So let's start implementing the try class. So I'll be creating a class. In this try class, we'll have an array of try and the list of integers. So this will be try and this will be the list of index. Now let's create our constructor. That's our constructor wherein we are initializing the try with length 26 and the array list. Over here we are going to have two methods. First is insert and second is starts with. In the insert method we will be inserting the words that are given to us, and in the starts with method we will be finding all the words that are going to start with that particular string given to us, that is either prefix or the suffix, and with that we will be returning the list of indexes that have that particular prefix or suffix. So let's first write the insert method, which would be a void method, and our insert method would take the string word that we are going to insert and at what position it was there in the dictionary, because we need to add this index in our list of indexes. And now we'll take our root, which would be the current instance of the try. After having this root instance with us, we are going to iterate on each character that is there in the word. In here, if we have already seen this word or seen this letter somewhere, then our root.t would not be null for that particular character that we are searching for. Now, if that is null, then we need to create a new try for this. Once we have our data structure in place, we update our root to new root. And with that, we also need to put our indexes for this root. So we'll update the index by adding the ith pointer in this root, and that's about the insert function. The second thing that we are going to write is the starts with method. The starts with method is going to return the list of integer of the indexes in my dictionary wherein the word starts with this particular word. So for that we'll again take a root, and now we'll start iterating for each character in this word. Now we'll check whether the word starts with this particular character or not. So if root.t of c minus a is null, which means we have no words starting from this particular character or the set of characters till this character, then we'll just return a blank list, that is there wasn't any word. Otherwise we update the root to current character so that we can move downwards, and finally after the loop ends we can return root.index, and that would return the list for this particular starts with word. So that was about implementing the try that we wanted. Now we need to fill in the constructor word filter and this method f. So over here we'll be taking two tries. One would be storing the prefix and one would be storing the suffix. Over here we'll initialize, and now we need to add all the words in our try data structure. So we'll loop on the array of words that is given to us. With this I am going to call the insert method on prefix and suffix. In the prefix my word will go as it is, but in suffix it is going to go in the reverse order. So I'll take a string builder wherein I'll be putting word, reversing that word, and then that would go into my insert method as a reversed word, and with that there goes my index. So this is going to be word of I. Now we need to write down the implementation for this particular function. So I'll just use another word because we already have prefix and suffix over here. And now in this we are going to call the starts with function and get the list of integers or indexes with us. So this would give me the list of indexes of the words in this particular string of words that are starting with the prefix, and now I need same with the suffix. So as we have done over here, we'll still be taking the same thing, that is we are going to search for the reverse, and so I am taking this particular thing over here and I'll be searching the reverse of my suffix that is given to me. So this will give me the lists, and now I need the highest common number in that list. So I'll be starting from the end instead of starting from the start of the list. So let's take two variables. So this indexes would be the end indexes of the lists, and now I'll be iterating over those lists while my indexes are greater than or equal to 0. And over here I need to do whether the content of the ith index and jth index in plist and slist are same, then I just need to return that particular number. Because I'm starting from the end, it would always return the highest. If not, I need to decrement these indexes accordingly. So since my list contains integer, I'll have to use the equals method. I cannot use double equals over here because it would give you a wrong answer. So I'm taking objects.equals plist.get of I and slist of get of j are equal, then I need to simply return plist of I, else if this particular number is higher than slist.get of j, I am going to do a I minus minus so that I am moving backwards in this plist so that I can come near to this slist. And if that is not the case, I am going to decrement j, because in this case this particular number was lower than plist, so I need to go nearer to this list's number. And if we are not getting anything from here, then we need to return -1. So that's what we are going to return from here. Let's run this, and it's giving a perfect result. Let's submit this, and it got submitted. Now comes the part of time complexity. So what we are doing over here is we are inserting all the words in this particular try. So for that, the time complexity that is going to be would be the one for this insert function. So over here we are iterating for each and every character in the words that are given to us. So the time complexity would be the number of words multiplied by the highest length word that is going to be there in my array. The next thing that we are going to do is to have this particular function. Now the time complexity for this particular function would be the time complexity for starts with plus the time complexity for this loop. So for the starts with, the time complexity would be the maximum length of prefix or suffix, which is, let's say, k, plus the number of times this loop is going to execute. So this loop can execute maximum of number of words length of time, because at any given point the maximum list length can go up to the number of words, that all the words were starting with some particular character or all the words were ending with some particular character. So that's the maximum that this loop can run. Now the total time complexity over here would be n into k, that is the complexity for this plus the complexity for this multiplied by the number of times this particular function is called. Suppose we have q number of queries, so we'll be having q into k plus n calls for this function. So that is the time complexity for the total problem that we are having. Now comes the space complexity. The space complexity for a try could go up to the number of words multiplied by the maximum length of word that there can be. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in another one. So till then, keep learning, keep coding.